All right, so what are we talking about?
Well, I was going to go with this Enuff Z'nuff.
Okay.
Apparently, our good friend Chip Z'nuff, who's basically just lives, 40 minutes from me.
Yeah.
I have yet to have coaxed him to come down here live.
Yeah, you've only been there. Dude, you just moved into the neighborhood.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
But apparently, for whatever reason, for Cleopatra Records, Enuff Z'nuff, I don't even know who's in the band these days.
I think it's Monaco and some drummer.
And then Chip, of course.
Chip, yeah.
They did a Billy Squier cover.
Yeah.
They did The Stroke.
Yeah. Now, do you know anything about this?
All I know is that it was published on the 26th, just a few days ago.
Chip is the vocalist.
Oh, he's singing The Stroke.
He's singing The Stroke.
Okay.
And this is going to be a little hard. The fans aren't going to get it as much as you will. You have to watch the video.
All right.
I have no idea what Chip is doing, but it fucking made me laugh and laugh. I must have watched it 10 times.
Really?
Because Chip, he's doing some kind of thing where he's like moving all funny, and they're like doing it in fast motion.
Okay.
I just fucking cried, man.
All right.
It's like he's like a handicapped weirdo.
All right, well, Tim might have worked out well in this.
Yeah, Tim could have done this, but yeah, and then of course you have Chip's voice singing, which,
hey brother,
love Chip, but my kind of lover.
Yeah,
Chip's not
his voice is roasted.
Chip is not a quality lead vocalist.
No.
We'll just say that.
All right, let's play some of this.
All right.
What's up? Welcome back to the Jesse Cam Show. Our musical guests tonight are one of my favorites, all the way from the windy city of Chicago, doing Billy Squier's The Stroke off the brand new album Covered in Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, Enuff Z'nuff.
Now everybody, have you heard? If you're in the game, well then the stroke's the word. Don't take no rhythm, don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing, love your body. Put your right hand out, give a firm handshake. Talk to me about the one big break. Spread your ear pollution, both far and wide. Keep your contributions on your side. Stroke me, could be a winner, boy, you move so well. Stroke me, stroke me. You got your number down.
Well, I gotta admit, the instrumental is pretty ballsy.
For Enough's Enough, it sure is.
It's pretty ballsy, but where this video is,
Yeah.
it's just him and some chicks acting like they're playing guitars and bass and dancing around and just being goofy, and Chip's taking on his whole wacky persona with the big glasses.
Yeah, no. But the movement, the stop motion or whatever.
That's what it is. It's stop motion.
Fucking hysterical with Chip wiggling his arms.
Yeah, he's just like acting out the song. It's got the old timey microphone, kind of like from the 50s.
No, it's great.
It's just silly.
I hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I hate the cover. I love Chip, and you know this. Chip is one of.
Well, how many covers are you fan of?
Not many.
We talk about this on the show, and this is nothing new. And
9
times out of 10, you hate the cover.
Yeah,
every once in a while, there's a cover that you kind of dig.
Yeah,
but more often than not, not so much.
Yeah, I like one cover on this album, the Covered in Gold. I like his cover of Jealous Guy. It's pretty goddamn good.
Okay.
But that's Donnie singing.
Sure.
And
is it Donnie or is it Monaco?
It's Donnie. Dude, this whole Covered in Gold is from all the old albums.
Oh, is it?
If you remember, they had a cover or two on every album.
Yeah, sure. But so they compiled all of them and put them on this record?
Yeah, they just compiled them.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I didn't know enough about it.
Yeah, and then there's a couple of songs that were never out there, like The Stroke. And it's like, oof, The Stroke does not sound very good at all. But, man, that video made me laugh. I'm not going to lie, I like the video just because it's so stupid.
It's just goofy. It's just campy.
Yeah, it is. And love Chip. Chip is by far probably my favorite guy in the rock world of all the guys I know.
Right.
He is probably my favorite.
Hey, brother.
And I mean, you know, dude, me and you used to mess with him something fierce.
Yeah.
Remember when he would come to town and
Sure.
we'd get on the bus and just do the voice and shit? He'd be like, hey, you guys want to hit some weed? We'd be like, nah, brother, we're good.
I never saw a guy who basically was finishing up one joint. It was already busy rolling another one.
Yeah, he definitely was chain smoking pot like most fucking hardcore smokers chain smoke cigarettes.
He smokes like a fiend.
Dude, you remember the one time we were at Blossom and it was me, you, and I think Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly and her son, actually. Yeah.
And Chip's like, yeah, come on back to the bus.
Yeah, come on the bus.
And we opened the door.
He called it his wiener wagon.
The wiener wagon. And he opened the door to the bus and literally, like the stereotypical Jeff Spicoli cloud came out of the bus.
And he was just like, I don't think we ought to go on the bus.
I don't think it's good for the youngster. Remember he called it youngster.
The youngster.
I don't think that's good. I can't even do the voice anymore. He's like, I don't think it's very good for the youngster.
Right.
Chip is the man, though, man. I ran into him. Was it last year when he played here? When Enuff Z'nuff played at Billy's club. Still one of the nicest cats ever, dude. The guy just came over and he was like, "Oh my God, it's been so long since we've seen each other. Let's just go and hang out." And and he invited me on the bus to hang out, and we were just chilling out, dude. He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
And I wish there was a way to give that guy success because he's that kind of a cool guy.
Sure. Well, obviously, the last time that I saw him was when he was with Adler's Appetite.
Right.
And they played a show here in town, and this was like the one or two shows before Sheldon bailed.
Right.
And I went out and hung out with him and Steven Adler and Sheldon. Remember that picture I had where he was on the bus and he had the floppy hat?
Yeah, sure.
It was like the gardening hat or something. That was the last time I saw him in person.
Well, dude, what's crazy is we're looking at this video of the Stroke. That is literally from shoes to hat what he was wearing when he was here a year ago.
Yeah.
It's like he hasn't changed his clothes in a year.
Yeah, he's just got that, he's got that whole Chips Enough persona thing going on.
He's a hippie, man.
He's a funny dude.
He is. I hope he's made enough money that he doesn't end up having to work some fucking Walmart or something.
I don't think he does that. I know he does produce bands and stuff, but I definitely know he doesn't live, a high life,
No, I know he's not
and
rich.
I don't mean that in a figuratively,
Yeah. No, I mean, I know he's not wealthy, but, I hope he's not Walmart bound either, because that would suck for that guy.
Sure.
Can you see that guy greeting you at Walmart?
Hey, can I get your card?
Hey, brother. You going to be getting anything big today?
Chip.
Chip's the best,
Yeah.
man.
Let's play a little more of this.
All right.
Put your left foot down, keep it all in place. Work your way right into my face. First you try to bend me, you make my backbone slide. When you find you bent me, slip on by, keep on. Stroke me, give stroke. Don't take no chances. Keep your eyes on top. Do your fancy dances. You can't stop to just.
What's so funny is that every time they sing stroke me,
Yeah.
he gives like the jack off sign.
I know.
Every time they go stroke me.
Yeah, but he does it in fucking stop motion.
It's goofy.
Like he's shaking a pop bottle
Exactly. Exactly.
or something. I love it. Dude, I'm telling you, the song I don't dig at all. I just don't. I'll never listen to the song again. But the video, I'm telling you, I watched it, serious number, 20 times. I couldn't stop watching it. It's just so ridiculous. Too funny. I love him, man. Speaking of that, did you see that Donnie's putting out a solo record?
Another one?
Yeah, can't wait for that. Can you?
No.
Donnie stinks by himself.
He does.
Those two, that's the one thing about those two. Apart, not so great. Although Dissonance was not bad. But good Lord, man. Those two put out some brilliant music that no one listened to.
Nope.
I mean, I'll take their album 7 or their album Peach Fuzz over damn near anything from the hair metal era. I really will, man. I mean, just as far as hair bands go, they were just superior. Superior songwriters, superior sounding. And, you know, they were a little bit pussified, and I get that, but, man, they were good.
Well, they wanted to be the Beatles.
And they were close.
Yeah.
Dude, Animals with Human Intelligence, I've worn out. I'm glad I have it on MP3 now because I wore out 5 or 6 discs of it. I just kept playing it, man. That's such a great record. In fact, we're going to have to play some of that when we break here. I want to hear some of that shit.
So what did you want to hear?
Something from Animals with Human Intelligence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely are a niche, a band, and when they had their first release, they obviously they had their first and second release.
Yes,
they had actual, some kind of money behind them.
Sure,
but it was almost like too little, too late.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the story, too, that Animals was supposed to be the record, and Donnie I've heard 2 stories. I don't know which one is true. I've heard one story is that Donnie banged the wife of the owner of the record label.
Yeah, that's what I heard, too.
And the guy said, fuck you guys, and he shelved it, or he just released it immediately to the cutout.
Right, and they gave no support.
No support, and it died, and no money because, all the CDs were returned.
Right.
I heard that one, and then I heard another one that they were at a party, and Donnie punched out the CEO of the record label. I don't know which one's true. Honestly, I would think that it makes a whole lot more sense in my head that it would be the punch somebody, because I could totally see Donnie doing that.
Sure.
But whatever it was, man, oh man, they were the first 3 records are so great. The Enuff Z'nuff and Strength, and then Animals, and the rest of them stayed good. But man, Chip has told me some stories, man, about how he would take jobs cleaning studios,
right, just so he could have some studio time.
Yeah, and literally, and this was after their hits,
right. Well, he told me stories about, so they could get a lower rate.
Yeah.
That they would work the studios like after midnight.
Right.
So they would record their records after midnight so they could have the studio between like midnight and 6.
Right, when nobody was going to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was Chip told me on one of the records that literally he agreed to clean the studio.
Right.
every night so that he could go in for free and record. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. Well, when you got no money and no support.
I know. It's tragic, though, man. Such a good band.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them out there, I'm sure.
Yep, there are.
Well, what would you like me to play from those Animals with Human Intelligence?
All right. If I'm picking a song from that one, I'm definitely going with my favorite tune on that, which is Bring It On Home, track number 8.
All right. We can do that. Well, I think that we'll play a couple tunes.
All right.
Then we'll come back and we'll talk about this whole Ferguson nonsense.
Who is that guy?
Who's what guy?
Ferguson.
He's a guy that works down here at the chicken stand.
Oh, I thought he was the guy that does the late night after David Letterman. Isn't that Ferguson?
I think so too. That's what's his name? I don't watch Craig Ferguson. Yeah, I don't watch network TV, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, well, I watch a little, but not enough to care.
Right. All right, we're going to play some Enuff Z'nuff, then we're going to come back and we're going to get into this whole debacle.
All right.
All right, so here it is. This is Enuff Z'nuff exclusively here
on your classic metal show.